Hi, Kate from Kate's Paper Creations. I'm here today again to show you another card I made. Again, this is a 3.5 by 5 note card size card that I made using the Ornate Garden Suite. So let me show you how we made this card. Started with a 5 by 7 piece of cardstock, scored at 3.5 and folded so it makes the 3.5 by 5 note card. Then I cut out of mint macaroon or macaron, however you want to say it, a piece that is 2 by 5, and I embossed it with the Ornate Floral Embossing Folder. And you can see those beautiful flowers. They're just so cute. I love them. That's going to get attached. Then I also cut a piece of Calypso Coral, and this is 3/4 by 5. And on my original card, you can see that I attached it and created just a slight strip of color, which would work just fine. Cut it and trim it so it fits like that. But after I was looking at it, I might make a change on this card that I didn't have on the other card, and I used this die that I used in the previous video from the Ornate Borders dies and created that cute little scallopy border, and I think I'm going to put that on here instead. So we'll do that right now. Just put some tombow or snail or whatever you want to call this on the back of the piece, and then I'm going to match it up very easily from the top down and attach it. And it looks like it needs just a little bit of trimming. I'm going to reach in here, sorry my head, and trim that little end off, make it look even better. Oopsie. There we go. And so there, I'm going to do it that way. Then I cut, we'll set that aside for a minute. I cut another piece of just regular Whisper White, and it is 3.5 by 5. And I am going to cut out up the side of it with this die from the Ornate Borders die set again. And I just put it on there. It's longer than what I'm using, so I just put it on so I get all the flowers. And after cutting it out with the Big Shot, this is what I get. And that's going to get attached to the front of the card. But before I do any of that attaching, up the side here you can see there's some green background. What I did is I used the mint macaron ink pad and a brush, and I brushed on some color so that it wouldn't just be white on white, because it disappeared. And I didn't like that look necessarily. So I just took my brush. You can't see that, that's off camera. But I just did my brush here and very lightly just started adding some color. And you don't have to worry about the shading. Just swirl it on there. You can see the shading in here, and I liked the look. So don't be afraid to just do it. And you don't have to go over the whole card, just over the edge of the front. Because then this piece is going to attach, and then that'll let that show through. So we're going to attach this piece to the card front now. And I'm going to use snail on as much of it as I can. Down my edges like this. And even down here as much as I can. But when it gets to these delicate spots, again, I got to bring out some scrap paper and my Zig 2-way glue pen, and I'm going to add some dots. Am I staying in the photo? Yes. Add some dots of glue to those fine pieces that are going to be needing to stick. And I don't worry too much about getting sloppy. I just do my best to get some on there. That's why I have scrap paper behind it, because it's going to get on the work surface. No matter what you do, you're going to have glue on that work surface. And as long as you hold this steady while you're doing it, you won't get glue on the front. It's not critical if you do, because it does dry clear. But then it's ready to stick down. And we're going to match this edge with the folded edge. So once we do that, everything else will just fall into place like that. And then I'm going to turn it over and kind of rub it a little bit so that it'll get a chance to stick really well. And most of it stuck some more. There we go. Finish sticking. That glue does take a little while to set, but it gives you room to mess with it too, so that's always a good thing. So there's that. There's that part. Now it's just such a simple card, because now we're just going to use snail and attach this up the side. Can't get much quicker or simpler than this, can you? And yet it makes such an elegant looking card. Oops, that's very sensitive, so you gotta be careful. Okay, and attach. And I'm glad I attached that different edge. You could go either way, like I say, the simpler one or the more detailed one. Either way works. And then for the middles of the flowers, those are the pearls, artisan pearls, I think it's called. Yeah, artisan pearls. And I use these really pretty green ones that are in here. And put one in the center of each of those flowers just to give them a little bit more. Make them stand out just a little bit more. And like that. Oh. Cooperate. There we go. Like that. And then that card is done. Way cool and way simple, and yet very, very beautiful. You could put up a little bit of green on the inside. You could brush a little color there if you wanted to. I didn't save the sprigs that came out like you saw in the previous video that pop out of these, but you could have. I could have saved those and even inked them and stuck them up the inside of the card just for something on the inside. But for now, that is the card. I hope you enjoyed it. I look forward to making some more.